All right. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
Who is this cat? Who is what? Where did this cat come from? This
Man,
man,
y'all
cat's
said
been
I was
missing.
messing up.
Cat's been missing in action. Cat's
Y'all
been
said I
missing
was
in
messing
action.
up. So you gotta get on the sideline for a little while.
Cat's been missing in action, man. I found him, y'all. I looked on the back of the milk carton.
Oh Lord.
Said he was about 230 miles south. So I drove down 75 and we found him. We found him playing his horn, listening to Kenny Garrett playing his horn on the side of the road. Welcome back to the show. None other than Mr. Darryl Reeves.
Hello,
man. And everybody else, welcome.
Man.
Huh?
I've been outside.
We'll discuss that in a moment. All right. So, all right, everybody, welcome to Local Musicians.
XP.
Not bad. You little delay. I wanted to see if it was still there. If it was still there, you know.
Hey, man.
So not bad, man. So yes, we are here for another Tuesday. We are missing another member in action, my partner in crime, Mr. Tyrone Jackson. But see, when cats have a gig, they, that's all that matters, right? That's all that they got a gig. So, yeah. So he is at City Winery this evening with our good friend and good friends, Lori Williams, Robert Boone, and Kelly McCarty. So they are enjoying a fine night of music, live music over at City Winery. But we're here. We got the crew all here. John, Mark. Who else is in the chat? Martin. Got the usual suspects. Everybody's here. We got our trusty helping hand, Mr. Falgoo, who is behind the scenes. So we're almost at full strength, but like I said, we're down one member, but we're gonna make it do like it do, right? So all right, it's got some crazy weather going on in Atlanta. So hopefully everybody's connection will be cool. Mine is actually, I never have problems with my connection, and something crazy is going on. So hopefully I hold up, but if we get disconnected, so be it. We will be back on shortly. So, all right, everybody, how's everybody doing? Had a good night at the session last night. Had a lot of cats out, man. And hats off to John Sanford. Did a great job leading Joe's session last night at Napoleon's. That was great. Had a lot of cats come out. So everything was cool, man. So Darryl, man, where you been, bro? Where you been? You've been absentee. So
come on, man.
Where you been? Hey, man, I don't shoot the messenger. People are asking. Man. I said, it was an episode or two. I said we had some special guests, so he was, he didn't necessarily know the guests that we were interviewing, and so, I said he didn't have to be there. His son's birthday was happening. I think it was that last week or week before.
No, it was last week.
Yeah, so but I'm just a messenger for the people, man. People just want to know and make sure everything is cool. Ain't no trying to get in your business or anything. They just want to know everything is good. So
No, man. Yeah, man. I've been now like we actually had my family reunion in Dallas. So we hadn't had that since before the pandemic started. So that was a real good thing. And I've been working, man. I've been doing some different types of gigs because people might not know, but I'm in the audio world. You know,
Right.
like I taught audio production on the college level for a long time, and now I'm working in that world, so I do that too. So I've been doing some interesting things in the last month. It's been crazy. It's been hectic
All
and
right.
crazy.
Well, we'll have to. I know you got some stories, man, doing audio for.
Oh man, yes I do.
So
Actually,
all right, so we'll save that for another time. But
right,
yeah. So yeah, man. So well, Daryl and I, we are talking about doing some daytime shows together. We're gonna do some new stuff, man. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna do some extra shows, and I'm like, man, we ain't just sitting around doing nothing, man, practicing. And it's like, man, we should get on here and talk about something. So we got some extra stuff coming up for you guys. We just uploaded a bunch of videos from our feedback sessions that just happened a couple of weeks ago down at the Academy Theater in Hapeville. So Brian set, I know one premiered or two maybe are up there now that you can check out of the young guys playing. And but we've got all the videos that are cut up and kids have access to them. So they're going to be posting them on their individual Facebooks and Instagrams. A couple of are circulating right now, but yeah, so now you're going to start to see all the stuff that we did, and we got another one coming up in September, and that's going to be September 14th, I believe. Is that correct, Brian? Do we have that information? That should be somewhere in the, let's see, we may have already we actually put it up here. There you go. So the second installment of the feedback session is going to be Sunday, September 14th, Academy Theater in Hapeville. And we're going to have some new folks that couldn't play last time that are going to be playing. And then, of course, some of the guys that have already played, we want to give other people a chance. We wanted to have a couple guys back, but they're going to be back at school around the country, so they wouldn't be able to participate anyway. But we're going to keep this going, and we got some new stuff for you. Coming up in 12 days, though, Frankie Quinones and I are doing an introduction to Latin rhythms. That is going to be, and that's for all ages and all musicians. We really encourage non-drummers to come check this out so that they can gain some valuable knowledge of what certain rhythms and certain grooves are called, especially singers. Singers, sometimes y'all don't know how to communicate to the musicians. You give a broad statement as to what you want that could mean many different things, and especially when it comes to this thing, I guess the go-to term is just to say Latin. Well, there's a lot of different Latin rhythms, which is what we're going to talk about at the clinic on the 10th. So, but come and learn what the different rhythms are called, so what feel you want. That's really important. Instrumentalists as well, horn players, be able to know what you're looking for in terms of what's going on with the rhythm. What do you think about that, Daryl? You think that's important? I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, the more especially vocalists can articulate what they want, the less frustration that you'll be dealing with, and the more you can just go get straight to the point. And I've experienced that as well, where some people just will say just come on and try to say what they want, explain what they want, but they just don't have the vocabulary or the know-how to like really get the point across. So it's just like,
right.
And it's just, you need to continually develop, like get all the way there. Don't just just half-ass do it. It's what a lot of people
right.
on that wave, and it's just like, hey, let's get better.
And it helps me because if I know specifically what rhythm you want, that allows me to really lay the foundation for whatever the tune is. If you just call Latin and count it off, that can go in 3 or 4 different directions, which usually it does, you know?
Right.
So, you know, just knowing the names of the different rhythms, I think that's that would be a definitely a step up. So vocalists, instrumental musicians, even non-musicians. I know we've got some non-musicians, a lot of non-musicians who are going to be in the audience, and they're very excited about learning something about this language. So that's going to be August 10th, Academy Theater, and special guest opening up the show, the Aya Drummers. My man Kina Boto and his sons are going to be playing a short little opening set, so that's going to be incredible. And so it's going to be definitely a rhythmic experience, so come on out for that. So all right, man, let's see, if you are on YouTube checking us out or for the first time, subscribe to the channel, please. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, all that good stuff, and become a part of the community, man. You know, that's what I always say. I call it a community. So, all right. So we've got a guest coming in, man. One of my favorite cats. This last time I did a concert for him. And that's when we really sort of got to really officially sort of meet and really kind of get to know each other, man. So we had a lot of great conversations and text messages, because the first time I played, I was primarily dealing with my great friend Leah Calvert, because the concert was going to be at her place. So she kind of handled everything. But this last time, the proprietor of what they call Snug Concerts. And this is going to be a great introduction for a lot of people, especially in the jazz community, that love the music, love the art form, but what's the first question you always get there? Where are you playing? Right? Where are you playing? And nowadays it's like, well, that's a good question because there aren't that many places to play, you know, and unless you get to catch somebody at a jam session or something like that, it's very difficult to come see them actually perform. So what Antonio, my guest, is about to talk about is he is providing opportunities for artists to perform in front of small, intimate crowds. And for the majority of these concerts, they have a host, someone at someone's home will be the host for the show. And you play inside or you play outside, depending on what the layout of their home is. But this has been a really, really great experience. So without further ado, we're going to bring in Antonio Rolle, proprietor of Snug Concerts, and we are going to just chop it up, man, about what he's doing, how people can get involved in if they want to be a host for a Snug show. Talk about some of the past shows. He just had a show with our brother Kenny Banks Jr. and with his birthday show. So just doing some great things, man. What's up, Antonio? How you doing, man?
Chris, hey, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me here tonight.
Yeah, man. So we kind of,
before you dive in, I'm excited to wearing that t-shirt. That t-shirt's important to me.
So we'll talk more about this as we get into it. But I just want to kind of introduce everybody to you and tell everybody, let's just start, man. Where are you from? And tell us a little bit about what your background is.
Yeah, sure thing. I'm from Miami. Grew up in Miami, but I'd certainly call Atlanta home these days. I've been here since I was 17, so it's a really long time. And had a kid here, and I've been living here ever since. So it's a great place to be, and it's where I call home these days.
Cool.
Background wise, I mean, by day, I'm a super geeky software developer. I design software for a living. I work for large telecommunications companies, cable companies, big banks, etc. But by night, I am like a mad music fan. I think all my friends throughout my life have always said, man, you're at another concert. And that segues its way into me doing concert photography. Pre-pandemic, you found me in the pit at Phillips Arena, around a lot of the local spots here in Atlanta. And I think, yeah, that's my space here.
Man, well, you have a lot in common with quite a few of our friends and fans. Matter of fact, the man behind the scenes here is right up your alley. So you guys should chop it up at some point, you and Mr. Falgout, because you guys have a lot in common. But you have a lot in common with just a lot of our community of just people who are avid music fans. I met most of these guys at gigs, you know, and we just became, you know, friends over the years. So the live music community is not, it's not dead. A lot of people think that it is, but you know, when there's a will, there's a way. And thanks to you and guys like Brian and Mark Podhorzer and, you know, a lot of the guys that I've been able to meet just through gigs and through shows, you know, you guys are keeping it alive, man, trying to go somewhere every night if you could. Now y'all are old, but I'm not gonna hold that against you. You know what I mean? Because like I said, when there's a will, there's a way. So when did you so you were doing concert photography? Now were you a jazz fan per se, or just a fan of all different kinds of music?
Fan of all different kinds of music. I mean, everything from certainly jazz, R&B, rock and roll, hip hop, a little bit of country here and there. But yeah, really, I mean, I love a lot of music in whatever form it is. I mean, you guys do amazing things on stage. It looks like magic to me when I'm in the audience listening and kind of understanding what you folks are doing. So yeah, certainly a super fan of live music in general.
Man, this is why I keep you around, dude. You give these good compliments. I like that. Well, cool, man. Well, so talk to us a little bit about Snug Concerts. How did you develop this concept, and was it a suggestion, or was it just something that just kind of happened over time? Give us a little background on that.
Yeah, Snug Concert was born in my backyard during the pandemic, right? Like I mentioned that live music junkie during the pandemic, like so many people, I was missing music in a major way, right? And music certainly feeds my soul a lot. So what I decided to do was I reached out to an artist that I knew saying, hey, I know you're missing gigging. I've got like 10, 15 friends feeling the same way. Hey, would you be willing to play a show in my backyard? We'll social distance. We do all that stuff. Please come and perform. And their response was, hell yes, right? So they came out, they jammed, they had a good evening. We passed the hat. They were like, we didn't really care about the money. We were happy to be in front of some people, but we'll certainly take the money. And I mean, really from there, I think prior to that, I certainly realized when I was shooting shows, getting to know musicians on a personal level, that you cats didn't make any money, right? I mean, I hear people talking about, hey, I'm gigging, I'm barely paying rent. Ooh, I made $50 for this show, and kind of really digging in that. I learned the promoters take their cut. The doorman wants his money, the house wants their money, and all that trickle down economics doesn't get to the artist. So really, my partner now, Leah, you mentioned her, we started Snug Concerts with this fundamental mission that 100% of ticket sales go to the artist. We take no cut. No one makes a dime off you guys other than yourselves. So, I mean, that's really where it started, with that love for music. Kind of selfishly, I know that the more I feed the music community, the more music I get to hear.
Wow. That's incredible. Daryl, you got any questions?
Not yet. I'm listening. I'm
Okay.
listening.
Okay.
I mean, like, I guess, so like, are you going to other houses as you put on these concerts, or what's the structure behind it?
Right. So we started, company's only a year and a half old. We started in February of 2024. In 24, we did a dozen concerts. This year, we're on track to do about 18, 20 shows. We're still booking shows for the rest of this year. And we've used 7 hosts so far. 7 folks have opened up their homes to us to bring concerts. And so, yeah, we're continuing to look for hosts, looking for people who've got space and a love for music and want to invite friends and sometimes strangers in their house to hear music.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I'm kind of wondering about as far as security and the public coming into, the space into somebody's home. How you deal with that?
So we offer shows really in 2 ways for our hosts. One, we call it a closed show, where the guest list is curated by them. And then we do some open shows where we advertise to our folks in our newsletter, social media, etc. So yes, there is that mix. We certainly hear people say, yes, I don't want people in my house that I don't know. But so we've done a good job of that, of just finding people that have a nice network of other music lovers in their network, and they pack their house with 30, 40 people that want to hear music.
Wow.
Yeah, I think the last show that I did was a closed.
Yes.
Was a closed show. So, I never even thought about that, man. Well, I guess I kind of did, because I did ask you if it was open to the public, and you were like, no, this particular show is just, it's for just the people that, the host is going to invite. So, but the show that I did at Leah's, I believe that one was open.
That was open, correct.
Yeah, that was open, and it was really just more the neighborhood. It was like it turned into, it was like a neighborhood thing. People that walk down from their houses, and so you didn't really have a lot of people driving up that you didn't know. I don't think it caters to that kind of thing, because it's not like going to a venue or something. Right. You have to really kind of be in the know to even know about the concert, right? So but the great thing about these concerts, I was a part of some house concerts years ago where the host was having small get-togethers, and then we were playing. I'd be like, man, I've never done a house. What is it? Because the first thing as a drummer I'm thinking about is the volume. Right. I'm like, wait a second. How are we going to play in somebody's home? But it was always a great experience. You just play the room like you just play at a club or wherever else you're playing. And, but you get that thing where the people that are there are really there to listen. They're not there to socialize. They're not there on their phone. They're not they're there to hear the music and have a great night of music. So with that, man, if just real quick, if people want to get involved in hosting, Antonio, how can they do that?
Yeah, sure. On our website, we've got a form, pretty much snugconcerts.org. There's a join us. You can either say, hey, I want to come to a show, I want to perform at a show, or I want to host a show. And then a real important thing, I want to donate for a show. So yeah, if someone wants to host, go to our website, snugconcerts.org, fill out a form, tell us a little about your space, do a little interview process. We come out, check out your space to make sure you're not trying to cram a 4-piece jazz band in a 10 by 10 room. And then we can get things set up from there.
Yeah.
Well, we can't play in the closet, man. We're playing the closet.
The acoustics would be terrible. So
yeah.
But just to pick up on something else that you were talking about when we talked about the t-shirt. So this is what this t-shirt is, guys. It's 100% artist. That's what that means. And that means that anything that comes through the door goes directly to the artist. There is no middleman. So that's what Snug Concerts is all about, man. So we really appreciate that, man. Definitely. Sure. Well, talk to us a little bit about, give us some of the artists who have performed, who have performed for Snug.
Yeah, I mean, we have the world famous Chris Burrows trio just around Father's Day.
Who is that?
You mentioned Kenny Banks. Yeah, Kenny Banks did a show just last Sunday. Phenomenal guy on keyboards. It was his birthday week, so I mean, I'll digress from your question a little bit and talk a little bit about the Snug Concerts experience. Maybe just
Okay.
talk about that Penny Bank show. I mean, really, I think you hit on some of the things that are different about what we do. It's not just, hey, come into a venue, get your ticket, get your seat, listen to the show, and go home. I mean, every host, I mean, they make it like a major event for them. Kitchens filled with food. You mentioned like neighbors come, they bring food, potluck, and you get to come socialize. The band gets to hang out with the host and the people that are there. People are always curious about who are you, who's your music, where can I find it? And then during the show, I mean, as Chris mentioned, up close and personal, people are there to hear your music, interact with you. One thing a lot of artists have said back to us is that I get a chance to play things I wouldn't normally play at a venue, things I want to experiment, or music that I love myself, and the crowd's always receptive to that. And then post-show, I mean, you've got the same thing going on. The band gets to hang out with the people that are there. People say, hey, wow, I've heard this music. Tell me where I can find you, where you gigging next, find more followers. And really from there, we typically take pictures. Sometimes we shoot video. We share the video on our YouTube channel. Gives us a chance to reach back out to people post-show to say, hey, you enjoyed that show. Here's some pictures. Here's a video. Here's details where you can hear this band again in the future. So all that, we think, we work to try and build community around the music. So it's not just, hey, I heard this band, they were great. It's more so this living room experience, backyard experience to really connect on a personal level.
What's the YouTube channel?
It's Snug Concerts. Everything on social media is Snug Concerts. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, what's your vision?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was gonna ask what's your vision as far as how big you want to take it?
I mean, first level for us is really Atlanta, right? I mean, I think as we lay out our game plan is, I mean, we'd love to be putting on, 3 or 4 shows every week all around Atlanta. We've done a few pop-up shows at venues. We partnered with a restaurant at one point, did a series there of 4 shows. Same kind of thing. They did a price fixed menu, dinner and a concert. The artist got a cut of the ticket sales. We also done some work at an art gallery. So we're looking to continue our model, find more hosts, put on more shows, do pop-up events, do larger events. All around Atlanta. I think if we can swing it all around the country and then maybe all around the world.
Have you considered? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just gonna say it's like the Airbnb of concerts.
Exactly.
Shows.
I actually was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
I was hesitant to bring that up, but I wanted to ask, like, in terms of like renting an Airbnb is to do this, to to maybe get a bigger house or something like that. Or has that something been a thought, or?
Airbnb is not real keen on people throwing parties and concerts at their spaces, right? I know there are some people that rent their mansion parties and concerts and pool parties. People do that way, but so often hosts shut that stuff down. Airbnb, I really think it's against their core policy. So I mean, we've been blessed, right? I mean, we've been so fortunate, right? I mean, I'm thinking about one of our hosts has got a fabulous place in Buckhead. I mean, this large open space, big in the middle of it. I mean, and again, he does open shows for us, which is great, right? Where we get 40, 50 people inside his house and enjoy some great music wrapped around that beautiful piano he's got. So, and then some backyard shows. I could certainly at my space. I mean, I've had 70 people in my backyard for a concert. So it's, we find the spaces to do the music. We did the T-shirt that Chris has got on. We did our 100% music festival last year in Cabbagetown. We had 100+ people came out, listened to 5 artists that day to hear music. So we're finding the spaces. We're growing. I think the more people know about us, the bigger space we can fill.
Man, are you all doing?
Go ahead, Daryl. Go ahead.
Are you all doing membership packages?
Not yet. We're getting close, right? So I think because our work is really like donation models, sometimes we do fixed tickets and we pay the artist. We certainly thought about things like how do we, reward our return visitors. But I mean, in reality, we want everybody to pay full price for a ticket because the money goes to you guys, right? I think if we discount a ticket, we're discounting money that goes to the artist. So, I mean, we try to find that balance of, where we want people to see value in paying, $30, $25 to come see somebody perform.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Years ago, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were becoming a little disappointed with the festival circuit, especially here in Atlanta. And we were like, man, all somebody needs to do is just put their own festival on and start building. It doesn't have to be 20 artists at first. You just do a few artists. So you guys seem to have kind of taken that and are onto something there, because there's so many great artists that for mostly political reasons don't get a chance to perform at like a major festival or whatever, or people that you might have hometown people who are in the trenches and have done so much, and it's for whatever reason they haven't gotten asked to play. So I feel like this is a great way for artists who deserve that type of notoriety to to jump on with what you guys are doing, and this thing is just going to continue to build, man. You guys, because you just had your first festival was last, so you got another. Do you have another one coming?
We didn't do one this year, right? That was a lot of work putting on those 5 artists, right? And, that took up too much of time and energy for us. So we really decided we're going to focus on kind of one person shows. We're looking to do a show in December. I mean, I think for us, a larger show. It's going to be a benefit show, we hope, where we can say, hey, all you cool cats who played for us can support what we're doing. Hey, come do a benefit show so that we can, collect some funds to help run the back office of the company. Yeah. That's
a great idea, actually. I know I'll be there, if that whatever date. I'll definitely be there, man. So
but absolutely that experiment we did in year 1, I'm really excited about the results. I mean, the music was beautiful. And I mean, people loved it, right? I mean, same thing. We found a great house in Cabbagetown, somebody with this amazing large space. They had a bunch of artwork in their backyard. We had a food truck there. We did all the food truck, drink vendor, all those great things to make it truly that festival feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100% of the proceeds, 100% of the door went to the artists.
What do you look for in a snug artist? Is there a certain do they is there a credential thing that kind of has to happen? Is it word of mouth, somebody referring you, or someone to you? How does that work?
So it's worked a few ways. I think you hit on a few things, right? Leah and myself, most people that perform for us, people part of our personal network of musicians that actually I just booked a host. Somebody did their 50th birthday show last year, said, hey, I want live music in my backyard for my 50th birthday. They did a closed show. They enjoyed it. They loved it. They reached out a couple of weeks ago saying, hey, that was awesome. Can I do another show in September? And actually, I've already picked the band that I want to play. Can you talk to them? Right. And so we ran that way. And good news is they decided they're going to do an open show this year with us. So that is, it's exciting that people, can get that level of confidence. Like, we put on a great show. We managed it well. And they're willing to invite other music fans to their show. But back to your question, our personal network that drives who we see. I think as I get out, I may spot somebody on YouTube or somebody on Instagram and say, hey, they sound cool. Let me go check them out live and come listen to their music and make introductions, tell them who we are, what we're doing, and try and invite them to be part of the family. Credential wise, really it's just, in general, I've got to like what you sound like, right? Or Leah's got to like what you sound like, right? And I think what we look for really is just, people, like you described, local people, folks in the trenches, people I see at jam sessions, and like, oh yeah, I got a trio that I think I'd love to perform for one of your events. I think other things we look for really some stage presence. We want people that are going to be able to kind of interact with our hosts and the people that are there. We want musicians that are going to come in that's hungry for, that kind of interaction and aren't just going to, show up 5 minutes before the set closes, they pack up and run home. That's not what we want. We're trying to, you hear me say it often, we're trying to build community. And that's the kind of artist we want to perform at a Snug concert.
Well, let this be a lesson to young guys out there who, I try to encourage guys, even though it's getting harder and harder these days to just find places to play. But develop your product, guys. Get it, rehearse. You guys get your stuff together, rehearse, get some type of footage of y'all so that you can share what you're doing, and the right people will find you. But you can't expect a lot for a little. Oh, I want to do my own show. Okay, well, what shows have you done? Like, there's always a a protocol that where it's some people call it, some people think everything is just a click, and in some ways, I don't really like that word. I like network, because that's really what it is. It is all about who you know. And if you don't have a relationship with this person, why would this person okay you to do something? That's what I always come to. And Antonio and I, we never met. We didn't know each other really. He may have known who I was through some other channels, but because I'm so close to Leah and Tommy, they're gonna recommend me to, hey, I think this guy would do a great job. And especially at a house concert, man, you can't, volume is definitely like, okay, can they play the room? Because we can't blow people out of here. So you have to be respectable in all manners. So young musicians, what would you say to young musicians who want to get a gig with Snug? What's the,
Yeah, young musicians and old musicians, I'll say this. You hit on one important thing. Every time I approach a host, with our host, we ask them, like, what kind of music do you want to hear, right? And they'll either, often, primarily we've heard jazz. It's kind of really the sweet spot of the type of people that, want to invite people in their home to hear music. And I'll give them some recommendations where they'll say, hey, show me some clips, show me some video of this person performing live. Like, I trust you, Antonio, but I still want to get a little something. So, buy one of those, phone stands, stick it in front of you at home when you guys are practicing, and play some music. Get it on the internet, get it on YouTube. YouTube channel is free, right? Point people to those types of things to kind of capture your music. That's really, that's one of the strangest things I find, is things certainly learned when I was doing photography. Say to artists, hey, give me your EPK. Folks like, I haven't updated in 20 years, or I don't have one. Do you have promo pictures I can use? A lot of folks say no. Those are the things that help you, get in these types of gigs. So kind of perform, record it, get it out there on the internet so other people can see what you're doing. Even if it's just 5 people, there's folks like me that may need it. And other things are just play, right? Get out there and play. I think improv's important. I think, as you said, being able to read the room, being able to say, like, hey, I see. And oftentimes I'll tell artists, I'm playing at the 50th birthday party, I told the band that was playing, like, hey, this is a 50 and up crew of people. There was an R&B neo soul band. They did mostly covers, but think about the audience when you come in, the type of music they're going to want to hear. Don't come out here any trap beats. They're going to want to hear some Made, right? So just knowing that when you see the room, to be able to say, maybe had a set list, but let me switch this up, guys, so that we can support this audience that's out there.
All right.
Yeah.
Daryl, you agree with that, Daryl?
Well, it depends. Like, if you're one of those kind of artists that, it just depends. I do believe in, once I'm in a situation, I have to adapt, because it's, I've been in situations that weren't going well, where I was playing to the wrong audience, and it's just like, hey man, we got to adapt, or just just pack up and leave, run, like that kind of thing. So.
And also, it's not to say, I mentioned earlier, artists sometimes get to play things they don't play in other spaces. But I think certainly in the jazz audience, I think if you went up there and did an hour of improv, I think a lot of people would love it, right? I think you've got that, that kind of audience. If you've got jazz fans that have come to a house concert, they want you to, like, show your chops, show what you're doing, right? And if you throw a few standards in there, you get people, like, oh yeah, I love that one by so and so. But Chris, even like you started playing some things at that show, and you heard people shouting out, like, oh yeah, that's kind of naming the song in the audience. So I think that again, knowing the room, being be yourself, do your music, do what makes you you, so that the folks remember you and want to get more of you.
Yeah. There's always sort of a thin line between this is what I do and pleasing the crowd, right?
Right.
Like that can be a tricky situation for a band or an artist. And, you know, sometimes the wrong artist gets paired with the wrong crowd. I mean, that definitely does happen. I think, you know, it's always sort of, but you know, sometimes I think musicians, they'll just take a gig based on it's a gig, and they haven't really like asked the right questions. Well, what type of crowd is this? What do they like? What do you, you know, what would you recommend we play, especially if you're going into a situation like, let's say you've never done a house concert before, and just like the last one that we did, Antonio, like I didn't really know the host, but once I got there, even though we kind of knew what we were going to do, but once I got there and I kind of saw who was there, I kind of had a buzz like, okay, yeah, I think, you know, it's not like we're just going to go up there and hit them with, you know, 60 minutes of Sun Ra, you know what I mean? But it's what can I do? I'm going to be myself, but I'm also going to play some things that maybe they recognize, even though we're going to do them in a different way. So there's a lot of ways, I think, to kind of get around that and bring people into what you're doing rather than, you know, building this wall. I think jazz sometimes has a great way of building a wall between, you know, the artist and the crowd, because it's like, sometimes it's like, well, if it's all about me, I'm going to play exactly what I want to play, which, okay, is fine. But at the same time, you want people to enjoy what you're doing, and you also want more people to enjoy what you're doing. So, you know, it can be a little bit tricky. What do you think about that, Daryl? I mean, you just kind of spoke on it, but it is kind of tricky sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it is tricky. Like, I just think just people need to fundamentally understand that, you know, they're in the business of entertaining people. And unless you have a very targeted niche audience that's coming to see something very specific, most of the time you're going to, you know, kind of be there to entertain people on a more general basis. So I just think any musician needs to have that reality check. I consider myself, you know, sort of niche, like, or I could play some things that are very niche. And then it's like, you know, hey, if you just, I mean, I had a concert from my folks in Mississippi, like from the country one time. It's like, you know, like back when I was young, I was angry because it's like they're all talking while I'm trying to solo and everything. I mean, you know, that's just something that you have to understand as you be a professional and be real about it, be sensible about it, you know. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Antonio, you said you're from Miami?
Yes.
What high school did you go to?
That's always the question everybody always asks. I went to Northwestern.
Oh, okay. I went to Northwestern too.
What? Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm a lot older than you. What year? I'm not gonna tell you what year I graduated. Yeah.
97.
Yeah. Liberty City, born and raised. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Now I went to American too for like a few years, but then I graduated from Northwestern. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's a trip, man.
Yeah.
Home of Uncle Luke.
Right. All day.
What'd you say?
Home of Uncle Luke.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, Uncle Al.
Are you a Hurricanes fan, Antonio?
I am not a fan of any sports.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't follow sports at all.
All right, that's gonna be a problem. Okay, I was gonna have to cut you off if you were a Hurricanes fan.
So I have a question. So as far as okay, let's say you have an artist that's really doing well with the house concerts. Have you thought about putting on like tours, like a tour around Georgia, for instance, or something like that, to different cities?
So, in my grand plan, I mean, we've thought about a number of things, right? I mean, you got things like, think about Porch Fest, but think about working with neighborhoods to do things like that. To say, you don't need anything as big as Porch Fest, but you can certainly do a hey, we got 3 or 4 houses in our neighborhood. We're going to do music on the weekend or do something like that. I think we've looked at things like the Beltline. There's multiple breweries at the Beltline. Hey, can we do a Snug concert? A series of shows all along the Beltline. And I think there's lots of possibilities. I mean, right now, I think as you look at 2026, I think our big takeaway is going to be we're looking to do another festival, get a handful of artists, single day, on a Saturday, all day long, enjoy a Snug concert, and they kind of continue to grow from there. I think so think about growth. One question you haven't asked is, hey, if all the money goes to the artist, how do you guys fund all this stuff? Right?
Yeah,
Right, exactly. So I mean, we've bootstrapped year one. Leah and myself. We've got some recurring donors. I think like when people purchase a ticket, we give them an option to say, hey, I want to give you guys $5 a month. So to kind of make donations that way, give us $100 a month, whatever makes good sense to you. Folks do one-time donations for us. Also, we chase grant money. We're working to kind of in the arts endowments all around the city, around the country, trying to take some slices of money from there. And a really big push for us right now is corporate sponsors, trying to find people that say, hey, we love this kind of grassroots organization. We want to associate our brand with you guys. It's really what we're looking for. So imagine some local, bottle brewer, they're making some new drink and they'd love to say, hey, you know what? You guys see 2,000 people, a year at house concerts. We'd love to be a sponsor, stack your shows with our drink. People take it home with them. The host may be buying it after that. So we're really working on that model to figure out how we can get those types of sponsors to continue to do things like pay for a sound engineer, pay for our back, give us an MC up there. Right now, we're very volunteer based. I'm looking to change that to kind of create paid positions for people.
Like, do you think in the future it's possible for artists, like certain kinds of artists, to primarily do house concerts? Like, is you know what I mean? Like, instead of, because I mean, okay, you have the major label system and and Live Nation and Ticketmaster and all that kind of stuff, where like everybody, independent artists are pretty much locked out of that system, and then you have an independent artist that maybe has a following, but it's not a huge following, but they could go around and tour and do the chitlin circuit, but you have to deal with clubs, you have to deal with accommodations and things like that. Do you see the house concerts as being an alternative where artists can really make a living off of this kind of thing eventually?
Yeah, so if you imagine replicating Snug concerts in Birmingham, in Charlotte, nearby cities here in the Southeast, where we've got 20, 30 hosts who want to do shows all around the Southeast, I think we would certainly say, hey, artists, we're going to pick hosts along this route for you to perform at and lay out a schedule for you. And I think because we're doing this artist first, living wage is kind of core to us. Yeah, you can make a living that way if we could, make it so that you can tour all around America at Snug concerts. I mean, it makes perfect sense. You just got to keep doing what we're doing and replicate this. I mean, I think our model is very much rinse and repeat. I mean, we've proved in year one, we can put on an amazing show. We can put butts in seats. We can pay artists, what they asked for. And I mean, I think we've got to figure out how to fund this thing. We got to find, patrons like, this audience that say, man, this is awesome. I'm willing to spend some money every month to kind of, instead of donating to, name your major donation place you're giving money to, donate to Snug Concerts. I mean, we're a 501c3, tax deductible donations, all those good things. So if you're donating your money somewhere, if you want to donate to keep live music alive in Atlanta and around the country, I mean, we're the space to do that.
Wow. That's incredible. So I know you were talking about bottled, like it's sponsorship. There's a cat backstage, man, drink a lot of beer. So he might have some ideas of some companies that might be in the mix, man. For I think you drink a lot of local beer too. So
gotcha. It doesn't even need to be alcohol beer companies, right? But I think it's all kind of things. Like if you're a candle maker, right, and you say, you know what, at every Snug concert, I love for you guys to have my candles all around. I want to give you some take-home bags for people to take home with them. I mean, I think there's lots of possibilities
a lot of great,
But,
a lot of great.
We don't want to be, we don't want to be like a sports venue where you got the ticker tape at the concert and the commercials flashed in the background. But I think we can, in a responsible, non-intrusive way, have sponsors be a part of what we're doing and help fund what we're doing to make this happen.
So if people want to become a part of donations, they can just go to snugconcerts.org.
Yep, snugconcerts.org. There's a donate button there on the page. Everything helps, right? I think we, you hear it on PBS all the time. For the price of a cup of coffee every day, you can support live music here in Atlanta.
Man. Coffee getting expensive though, dude.
Half a cup.
Coffee. Coffee.
Yeah.
It is, man. I just make my stuff at home now. I'm like, man, go out of
understood.
Half my paycheck, man.
Everything's expensive these days.
Everything, man. Everything.
More reason to make sure you guys get paid.
Hey, man. Like I said, I'm totally down with what you guys are doing. And I hope that as you grow and continue to pick, because it seems like you guys pick I like because you do have a little variety to who you choose to perform at but you're doing a great job of keeping the level up. It's
right.
Not a hey, come and work out your craft
right.
here at this house. Like y'all are serious about what you're doing, man. So when's the next show, Antonio?
Next show our next show is an interesting one, right? It's on August 13th at the supermarket. We are partnering with another nonprofit called the Atlanta Bushwick Book Club. They do an interesting thing where they take a book. In this case, it's Vagina Monologues. They did Frankenstein. They did Midas, a book by a local guy, John Good, and the performers read the book and create a piece based on the book. You have spoken word artists. You had some visual artists actually painted some stuff. We have musicians also, not at this show, but all the other shows. They also had a food vendor who created a menu based on the book. So we're partnering with them to help put on this show. After that, on the 30th, we're doing a backyard show. It's an R&B, going to be a high energy R&B show by this guy named Tony Hightower. You may know the name. Yes, indeed.
I heard of him.
You heard of him, yeah.
I used to work with his mother.
Yes,
great Teresa Hightower.
You got it. So we're doing that show on August 30th. I think it's gonna be an amazing show. It's a beautiful backyard venue. Again, it's a repeating host. We open up a public show, right? And I think and you mentioned earlier, like it's not just people practicing their craft. I mean, Tony Hightower. I mean, he's a name brand kind of guy. So it's gonna be quite the experience.
Yeah, man.
And you mentioned variety. I want to hit on that also, right? I know there's a lot of jazz cats that come here for this show, but we've done shows. We've done rock and roll shows. Did an electronic dance music show. Had a couple of producers come out and do music, R&B, neo soul. So really, we're wherever the host wants to go with the music. So we're trying to put live music everywhere.
Well, great, man. I mean, we appreciate you coming on, and I think you've made some new fans. Everybody knows they can go to snugconcerts.org, and you can learn more about what Antonia and Leah are trying to do. They are 100% artist-based product. And if you want to host, if you want to donate, whatever you want to do, go to snugconcerts.org and drop them a line. And I'm quite sure they can make it happen, man. So, well, listen, man, we appreciate your time. And I will see you later this week, correct? We have a
yes. I will see you on Friday.
Yeah, that's correct. All right,
I'll be interviewing you this time, right?
That's right. Get back. Well, thanks for coming on, man. Go ahead.
I appreciate you having me here, man. Looking to get the word around. Thank you much.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, Antonio. See you soon, man. All right. Yeah, man. So this is what people have to do, man. Because this other thing is, I mean, we've been talking about this for years, man. I think you were the first one that brought that up, man, about, man, we need to put on our own festival, you know.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you know.
Hey. Yeah. I mean, that's the way it's done. Yeah, man. Like I've been doing some research, some Chat GPT research on this very thing, and it's just what Chat GPT told me was that like labels like Blue Note are kind of settled into, it's kind of like they have a system going, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's all about prestige. So, you know, it's like they represent the prestige layer of you know, of putting an artist out there, and you have the prestige layer, and then you have the fan base layer, you know. So for instance, we've seen some artists that come out on Blue Note that, you know, you go to their social media, go to YouTube, and it's like they have like 300 followers on YouTube or something, but they have a record out with Blue Note. And then you have these other artists that, you know, got I don't know, they 50 million, like 50,000 followers on Instagram, but yet they aren't, you know, signed and out there in the Blue Note. And it's kind of like, you know, the way they're doing things in the major label system is, okay, we put you out there, we pay for the, you know, radio promoter, then you get, you know, in Jazz Week, and you get an NPR and all those things set you up to get these festival dates. But, you know, these are artists that, you know, like, it doesn't matter if they are a draw to the festival or not. They're just going to get on the festival because the festival, they're looking for a certain number of like stamped and approved gatekeeper approving artists, you know. And when I look at this house concert thing, this is like revolutionary to like operate outside that system and actually build, you know, real fan bases with, you know, with people that are supporting community building around an artist. And I think that's, you know, that's amazing to be able to put that together now, which is, yeah, when you said Airbnb, it's a similar concept, you know, the Airbnb model for, you know, instead of just having to go and stay at a hotel, like you have options and can have something, you know, really going outside of this established system. So I'm all for it. I think it's brilliant, and it just needs to, you know, continue to be developed. At this point, I think it's a normalized thing, because house concerts have been going on for a while. I saw, like, shoot, it was at least about like 15 to 20 years ago. Mulgrew Miller did a house concert here or something, and it was a real nice setup. It was like, you know, one of those rich person's houses. He had a grand piano in his house, and it's nothing new. So I just think it just needs to continue to develop, and we need more people that are doing the administration and develop a circuit around it. Would be amazing.
Well, that's the difference, I think, in what Antonio's doing and what Antonio and Leah are doing. Is that's exactly what they're doing, is they're building a circuit around. It's not like, I mean, I know John Lamattina just said, very cool, we've all played house parties in quotations. I know he doesn't necessarily mean that, but that's not what it is. It's a concert. It is a specific reason that people are going to this home to see an artist perform. That is not a party, you know, because if you play a party, you're just basically the background music, and people are talking around you and yada, yada, yada. So I want to really make that clear that this is not what that is. This is a certified, just like you would go to Variety Playhouse or you would go to wherever, just a bigger place, but there are seats around. People are sitting there to watch you perform, not we're going to go and then we're going to be, you know, chatting amongst ourselves, and people are over there in the corner. You don't know, you know, don't care what the music is. That's not what this is. So
yeah. I mean, when you really think, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, when you really think about it, okay, like for instance, when Churchill was open, Churchill's the Whisper Room was seat about 65 people, right? Or was it more?
More than that. More than that.
Like, well, how much?
You talking about the smaller, the bigger, the smaller one, smaller area?
The bigger room. The Whisper Room.
No, you could get more than 60. You can get more than that in there. I can't remember what the actual number is, but you could get more than that in there.
Okay, but on average.
Oh, you're saying right, just in terms of like who? Yeah, probably right. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And in that situation, that was like I can't say that it was like, okay, on the weekends when you would get 65 or 70 people, that those were 65 or 70 people that came there specifically for the artist that was playing.
Right,
a lot of those people were just filtering out of the Fox Theater or just out on the town and would stop by.
Right.
They weren't dedicated listeners, dedicated fans. And so like when you have a house concert that has 60 people, and these are like dedicated people that really are there for that music, that's more potent to me than Churchill.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because even to be able to get to the space, you have to already be like, okay, this is what I want to do. I'm coming to see some music. I'm not coming to hang out. I'm not coming to party. I'm not coming to eat you know what I'm saying? Like this is a live music event. This is what you are paying for. This is not selling a ticket outside. Anybody can come in. You could just come in and hang out kind of thing. So you're right. This is dedicated music lovers that don't want to go downtown, don't want to go to whatever. Yeah. Have to pay for parking, have to pay for unnecessary whatever, had to deal with traffic, had to be out. And I mean, man, it's crazy to think, man, that I think about this all the time because it's like, man, as your life changes, man, it's just like things that you used to be down with, like the first set at Churchill didn't even start till 9:30, bro. It didn't even start till like second set at 11:30. Like that's like, man, no.
Right. Yeah.
Where every time I've hooked up with with Antonio, it's like a early, it might be a 7 or 8 o'clock thing or whatever. It's a reasonable time to like get there. Just as he said, man, that there's going to be food, people are going to cook. It's just going to be a great thing, man. So, but I think you're onto something, man. With if the once this has some time to kind of cook, to get that touring thing, where you're going from home to home, city to city. You'll have your room and board built into that's a great, man. That's a killer concept. It's a killer concept. So
yeah, because it's and just all of the red tape that you have to deal with, like you mentioned all of that, but I mean, in order for I heard figures of how much Sam was paying per month to keep Churchill open, and it's just like, the owners of these houses are fitting the bill for the venue, so it's like it's so much stuff that is like removed from the struggle of trying to have a centralized location. It has a lot of potential to solve a lot of issues, a lot of problems.
Absolutely. Well, all right, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. And again, if you want to get in touch with Antonio, snugconcerts.org is the way to do that. You can donate, you can become a Patreon, and so this is I think the next, because just like you said, I mean, it's been, house kind of been going on for a long time, but it's like, in order for anything to be successful, you have to be organized about what you're doing, man. And that's what these cats are trying to do. So snugconcerts.org. And then let's see, next week, our good friend Frankie Quinones is going to be joining us. We're going to talk about our upcoming show at the Academy Theater, where we are going to be doing an introduction to Latin rhythms. And this is for all musicians, not just drummers. And it's an all ages show where we're going to be breaking down some of the fundamental and the folkloric rhythms from Brazil, Cuba, Puerto Rico, etc. So just as you said earlier, man, singers, this is a perfect opportunity to come and get some valuable knowledge. Instrumentalists, same thing. Come and check this out. You're going to get a lot of information for a very little price. Tickets are $20, $15 if you are a student. And we have a special guest opening up the Aya Drummers. Kina Boto and his fantastic sons are going to be opening up the show. So, all right, man, with that, we had a great show. Tyrell will be back with us next week. Daryl and I are going to chop it up, man. We got some daytime stuff coming up here for you. Where we're going to be playing some tracks. We're going to be talking about some other stuff. So stay tuned for that. And glad we found you, man. Glad you back on the scene, man.
Man, I'm here, man. I'm good. That's hilarious.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Subscribe to the channel if you have not, and follow us, Facebook, all that good stuff. And we will see you guys next week. All right. If I can get this, see, now it didn't work this time. I had it queued up. See ya. Bye.
All right.
Good.